Vytis Jankauskas, a renowned dancer and doctoral candidate at our Academy of Music and Theatre in a field of artistic research. And his paper is on posthumanism in dance, expanded choreographic practices beyond Anthropocentrism. So please, floor is yours.
Okay, good afternoon. In the context of contemporary ecological crisis and the posthuman condition, dance theorists and practitioners are increasingly posing critical questions. How might one acknowledge and ethically engage with more than human matter on stage? In what ways can dance embody the complex interrelations, interactions, and interactions between humans, other species, nature, environment? How does this change our concept of corporeality? Concepts such as interspecies imagination, bioperformativity, and ecodramaturgy have consequently gained prominence. Choreography itself is also being rethought. Historically, the concept of choreography has undergone continuous transformation. In the 18th century, when the term first appeared, it referred to the art of writing dance. In the 20th century, it came to signify the creation of dance, while in the 21st century, we speak of expanded choreographic practices. What are expanded choreographic practices? The prominent contemporary choreographer William Forsythe argues that dance and choreography today constitute two distinct practices. Dance can exist without choreography, and choreography can exist without dance. This distinction enables the articulation of expanded choreography, where choreography is understood as the structuring of movement processes and relations, not necessarily confined to the human body or its expressive capacities. Expanded choreography refers to choreographic practices emerging in the late 20th and early 20th centuries, characterized by particular structures and strategies that are detached from subjectivist bodily expression, style, and representation. It constitutes a decentralized network of practices and ideas open to redefinition of choreography. Performance theorist Bojana Cveic employs the notion of open choreography to describe these practices, arguing that this concept not only widening already existing notions, but also asking what else choreography can do, what else it can work with, what else it may be. Such practices challenge long-standing assumptions about choreography, including the primacy of dance's physicality, the organic nature of the body, the necessity of visible physical displacement, and the presumed autonomy and teleology of choreography and dance as distinct media. The term choreography is no longer synonymous only with the creation and composition of dance, nor it is necessarily performative. It may also be immaterial, intangible, invisible, or virtual. Hence, the relationship between choreography and movement is reconsidered. Alongside actual movement, another mode of choreographic motion emerged, unperformed, non-actualized, yet existent. In this way, the dichotomy between movement and stillness is destabilized, and the virtual potential for movement itself becomes choreographic material. Contemporary practices also expand the notion of choreographic authorship, ranging from interdisciplinary collaborations to the decentralization of a human creator. Non-human agents and agencies increasingly participate in choreographic processes. Dance scholar Susan Foster observed that the term choreography currently enjoys widespread use as a referent for structuring of movement not necessarily the movement of human beings. Within this expanded framework, choreography may be generated by microorganisms, animals, plants, natural forces, architecture, objects, sounds, lights, text, images, machines, and more. As dance historian and theorist Anna Leon suggests, choreography becomes a collective outcome of multiple interacting entities, often exceeding the intentional actions and expectations of human author. It is also important to emphasize that choreography functions not only as an active creative intervention in the world, poiesis, but also as a mode of attending to and recognizing the world as an already active and generative process. The aesthetics, ethics, and politics of expanded choreography reside not in setting the world into motion, but identifying the agental potential already immanent within it. In this sense, expanded choreography rejects anthropocentrism and necessity of human kinetics, engaging instead with political and ethical dimensions that extend beyond the human body. Examples of such practices include the works of choreographers William Forsythe, Xavier Leroy, Mette Ingwertsen, Trial Harrell, and others. This photo is from these choreographers' works. I would now like to turn to an example from my own artistic research. In 2025, while investigating the complex interrelations between human and soil, I created a choreographic installation entitled Homo Humus, which was presented at the Contemporary Dance Festival New Baltic Dance. This was a small artistic intervention in the festival's dance program. For 15 days, festival guests could watch this work of mine. Within a wide exhibition space stands a large transparent glass container filled with layers of real soil of varying colors. This image is like a section of the earth completed by growing natural grass. In the upper layer of dark soil, traces of human life artifacts are visible. An empty plastic bottle, shoes, a wristwatch, denture, a condom, a ration, anti-tank mine, a Kalashnikov rifle, a medical kit, ammunition, a pack of cigarettes, sunglasses, and medical syringe with a needle, children toys, among others. Inserted diagonally into the upper layer of soil and grass is a large television screen displaying filmed footage of organisms inhabiting the soil. The television performs the dual function. On the one hand, it renders visible a micro-world normally imperceptible to the human eye. On the other, it exists as human-made artifacts, waste embedded within the soil, potentially subject to decomposition and transformation by microorganisms and other life forms. The installation is accompanied by recorded sounds produced by soil-dwelling organisms emitted from the television. To capture this material, a microscope and specialized camera were employed. I am grateful to a sound artist, Audrius Šimkūnas, who helped me do this. A small sample of soil was mixed with a drop of water, placed under the microscope, magnified approximately 50 times, and filmed. This process revealed a remarkable microcosm. The recorder activity of these organisms was presented to festival audience as a choreographic structure on encompassing movement, dynamics, relationality, exchange, and interactions. The primary performance in this instance were inhabitants of the soil. Now let's watch this video with soil choreography. Prior to the opening, when asked by journalists about the aims of the work, I responded, I want viewers to reflect upon that which is normally invisible to the naked eye. This is choreography of microorganisms and other soil-dwelling life forms to which, even in polluted and unstable times, the earth continues to offer the beauty of life. Philosophers Bruno Latour and Isabel Stengers have interpreted the Earth Gaia as disruptive anti-system, an unpredictable and intrusive force that, in the context of contemporary ecological catastrophes, emerge as an unwelcome agent capable of unsettling human orders, expectations, and conceptual framework. I remember one spring well. The war in Ukraine, Trump's policies, the ecological crisis, and other things created a very heavy atmosphere. But when spring arrived, nature blossomed again, birds sang their songs, and the sun shone and warmed. All of this gave hope. Sorry for my sentimentality. In contrast to Latour and Stengers, my work proposed to focus not so much on Gaia's destructive capacity as on her remarkable calmness and patience in the face of destructive human actions. Soil biota play a crucial role in this generosity. They mobilize, decompose, and transform dead plants, animals, human bodies, and waste. Although these organisms may often evoke discomfort in everyday perception, it is precisely through their activity that dead matter is converted into nutrients, enabling the emergence of new life. Humans too are part of this complex soil ecosystem, participating in continuous processes of decay and regeneration. This resonates with Donna Haraway's conceptualization of human as humus. In my work, the human as humus is an Anthropocene agent unable to form kinship with other life forms. During the filming process, I was especially struck by the capture of remarkable organisms, the tardigrada, also known as the water bear or moss piglet. The Latin word tardigrada means slow stepper. Here we can see the tardigrade continuously and tirelessly working on trying to move a piece of soil. This tardigrade image is not from my video, but from internet, what they generally looks like. And on the right side, it's state of cryptobiosis. These microscopic animals inhabit moss, water, volcanic rock, and even snow. They are capable of surviving extreme conditions, boiling temperature, vacuum, outer space, and high levels of radiation. By entering a state of suspended metabolism, contracting into an inactive form known as cryptobiosis. The word cryptobiosis comes from Greek and means hidden life. In this state, they can survive for years and resume activity within hours upon rehydration. Some specimens have even been revived after nearly a decade. For this reason, tardigrades are often considered among the few organisms capable of surviving nuclear war or other apocalyptic events. The state of cryptobiosis is currently being actively studied by scientists seeking to determine if humans could attain it and this way survive potential future catastrophes. However, for now, it remains a technologically difficult hypothesis to realize. This very impossibility opens up space to consider cryptobiosis not only as a biological phenomenon, but also as speculative and conceptual one. In a posthumanist context, it can be understood as a model of thought that highlights the tension between action and inaction. As a metaphor for inaction, it signifies the suspension of life, withdrawal from the world in order to endure difficult periods, or to propose an alternative model of life that deconstructs the dominance of a constantly active subject. The perspective also allows to rethinking of action itself is no longer understood only as continuous productive activity that can take on a latent, suspended, yet potentially effective form. In this way, the concept of actions is expanded, showing that survival and adaptation may occur not only through intense engagement, but also through strategically chosen suspension. Ultimately, this challenges the conventional opposition between activity and passivity. What appears as inaction may function as responsible restraint, while what is considered action may prove destructive if it sustains the same logic of ecological and economic resource drain. Thank you for your attention.